Life in 4G. This is Donna coming to you today to talk to you about the idea of completeness. I'm actually referring to a Facebook post that I put up today of a friend of mine who is very wise, and we actually ended up having a discussion offline about the idea of being incomplete. And I was just it kind of brought some thoughts back to me about when I used to feel incomplete and when I used to think about things in terms of completion and incompletion. And then I kind of thought about how we view relationships in different contexts. So we think about completion, and that in that video or in that post, she was actually talking about the fact that we search out other relationships that we feel like will complete us. So that could be a love relationship, which is what she was talking about. But it also applies to business, and it also applies to friendship as well. And I was thinking about how many times we actually believe that incompleteness is true for us, when actually it's never true for us. We're never incomplete. It's not like we haven't lived our lives up to that point, learned lessons, and gained on the way. It's not like you're not the most complete you can actually be at that moment in that time. And so in my mind, I just kind of want to talk to and debunk that myth of incompletion. I know that there are places in our lives when we don't have it all, when we don't have everything that we feel like we need. I know that in those same moments, there are times and spaces when we meet other people who might be on that same journey, who we give all the grace and space in the world, even though they don't have the same stuff that we don't have. And we give them the grace and space to be as complete as they are in that situation. In fact, we'll even encourage them, oh no, you're doing great. But when it comes to us, we look at ourselves, we pull back the curtains, and we say, this is not complete, that's not complete, this is not complete. So we walk in a room where we actually have authority and understanding of everything that's going on, and because the other people have been in there that are doing it, that have been doing it for 20, 30 years, we now know nothing. And we're not complete because we don't have their experience. We walk into a room where there are 100 beautiful women or beautiful men, and because we're a little overweight or we're a little less beautiful in our minds, we are no longer completely ready and available and okay with being in that space. We like the strengths that somebody else has, so we link up with them for business, or we link up with them to be friends, or we link up with them for romantic pursuits. But we don't stop to realize that even though we don't have those strengths, if we just allowed ourselves to be who we are in this moment, with all of the knowledge that we've gained from every loss and every high and low in our lives, that we'll realize that even in our not quite being exactly where we think we should be in our heads, humanly possible, we're complete. Because we've learned all the lessons that we could to get here. We've worked on all of the issues that we know to work on to get here. The issues that we haven't worked on yet are still waiting for us to work on. And we're here. And I submit to you that even in the spaces of things that need to be worked out, the painful places, the places where growth really can take place, there's always a place of pain, and there's always a place for growth. That doesn't make us less complete right now. So I'm busting out the lie of incompletion today. I'm busting it out because I have gotten to the point where I want everyone to realize the beauty and strength that they have in this moment that they live in, and stop making the excuses of I'm incomplete so I can't change the world. I'm incomplete so I can't start this business. I don't know enough so I can't be in front of these people talking about this. I don't have what I need to do this. Now don't go be a brain surgeon and you haven't learned anything about being a brain surgeon. Okay, you're incomplete there. No, you're not incomplete. You just don't know enough yet. But even in that spot, that doesn't mean that you can't give physical care. You can't put on a Band-Aid or administer some first aid from a kit. That doesn't mean that you can't administer CPR if you've learned it, because you're not a brain surgeon. You're not trained to be a brain surgeon. But you are able to touch and heal people, even if nothing but from your words and your love and your heart. So I'm debunking the incompleteness today. And I'm allowing everybody space to breathe in the life that they live as completely as it is and as it exists. And to stop allowing the mindsets, the mind chains, to hold you back from being completely yourself. Because you do need other people to enhance your life, but your life was completely complete before they got there. Even if it was a mess, it was still completely you. And you then had to look at your stuff and figure it out. And once you figure it out, you're complete. Completely healed. But even in not healing, even in your state of being unhealed or needing healing, that doesn't make you incomplete. It just makes you in need of healing, which is completely different than not being enough, or something missing from you, or something not being available to you, or some sort of thing that you're lacking or a deficit. That's not the truth of you. And I just want everyone to remember that about themselves, so that they can stand strong and firm in the knowledge that they have and run from here. Because that's what's most important. That you remember that you are absolutely complete with all your flaws. God knew you were going to be flawed. And He said you're complete. As long as you do the stuff that you're supposed to do in Him, you are. We are spirit first, then soul, then body. And spirit is always complete. All the time, everywhere, on every plane and every level. Spirit is always complete. It's always infinitely connected to intelligence. It's always infinitely understanding. It's always infinitely loving. It is always complete. And if that is the greater part of us, which it is, we are complete. Hands down. So, remember to debunk the lie of incompletion in your mind. And focus on the things that get you to the next point in your life. Because you are complete. Right here, right now. Life in 4G is living in God, living a life of giving, living a life of gratitude, and living unapologetically in your greatness. You are complete, peeps. Go do it.